Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you all. So we're going to be doing something pretty fun today, I think. So we will see how that all goes, and I'll tell you what that is in just a second. But first I want to remind everyone that Gunforged is available for sale. It is still 50% off in the Steam sale, so this is a great way to support my work. If you've been enjoying my content, if you've been enjoying the game dev streams, and you want to throw a couple bucks my way, purchasing Gunforged is a great way to do it, and you also get a fun game out of it. If you do end up playing Gunforged, consider leaving a review. I'd very much appreciate that. You can also purchase one of my Udemy courses. These will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine from start to finish. It's very comprehensive, so if you've ever been wondering, like, how do I get out of these tutorials that are just showing me little pieces at a time and I don't know how to put all the tutorial content together, the nice thing about this course is that we start to finish cover everything that goes into making a game. So the gameplay scripting, importing your textures, writing some shaders, doing more sophisticated things like composition and creating our scenes with modular components, doing the UI, theming, saving, loading, all of that stuff is all wrapped up into the course together. So it's a great option if you want to see how that all works. And again, that supports me directly. So the links for those things are in the description below. If you do want to purchase one of the Udemy courses, be sure to use my referral link, which are linked below, because that gives me the majority of the sale. Okay. So with all that out of the way, do you want to see what we're working on today? Bam. Bam. That's what we're doing today. We're going to integrate this into the game. This is an altar. This is a replacement for the resurrection altar, which is the mechanic that allows you to continue playing after you've died. So yeah, we're gonna be integrating this into the game, and I have a really cool idea for an effect we can do for when the cards get sacrificed. So it's gonna be sweet. But before we get into that, hello Exio, welcome back. Great to see you as always. Hello Ali, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry I don't know how to say your name. Your profile says No, so I'll just call you No. But welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Bom dia, it means good morning in Portuguese. Well, good morning to you, Emerson. Bom dia, huh? That's pretty interesting. My first Portuguese I've ever spoken in my life. I probably mispronounced it so bad too. Anyway, so the current resurrection altar that's in the game looks really bad. So here's the resurrection altar here. So my idea here is we're going to get that new altar in the game, this one here, and we're going to put that here. This board is going to stay here, but what's going to happen when you drop a card on the board is that it's going to burn up. So you're going to drop it on the board and it's just going to like burn, and I'm going to make a burn shader for it so it burns down and like have particles come out of it. And yeah, I think that's going to be good. I think it's going to be great. So, and then I also probably want to add a way of accepting final death. So I might make the skull clickable. I'm not sure yet. I have to decide what I want to do. But I think that's the best skull I've ever drawn. I think I'm getting better. I think I understand. I'm starting to get an understanding of how to draw skulls here. But yeah. What type of game is this? Good question, Pocket Pixie. This game, I wonder if I can run it. Is it in a runnable state? And maybe I should do an introduction on this. You know what I could do? I could record a video that can play about this game while the stream is starting and while I'm on break. So I can just answer those questions in pre-recorded format. That would be cool. I might do that. Anyway, so this game is a collectible card game, grid inventory management auto battler in the vein of like the Bazaar or Backpack Heroes, but it's single player and roguelite. And the hook of this game is, number one, its theme. It's a medieval science / necromancer / alchemy themed game. And one of the hooks of the game is that you can alchemize cards together. So there's an alchemy right here, which means that I can mix two different cards together. So this card applies poison and this card deals damage. And I can mix those together and I can get the abilities of both on a single card. So now I have a skeleton warrior that now has that poison ability, or I can get a dagger that has the skeleton warrior ability. So I'm just going to take the skeleton there, and that's the way that I can create really powerful cards. And then in the actual gameplay, we fight enemies, and the enemy boards are, you know, or it's just like an auto battler format. So I can start the combat here, and it just plays out like it normally would in any auto battler. And that's basically the game. And so it's going to be a roguelike, which means that you just kind of go through a run, get as powerful as you can, try to beat the run. And there will be meta progression and all of that good stuff as well. So yeah, that's a cool skull. Thank you. Yeah, I'm particularly proud of it. Increase board size. So yeah, lots of work to do still. Oh my gosh. That is a tier 5 villager. What the heck? Why did it generate as tier 5? Oh gosh, I wasn't paying attention. I don't think I'm gonna win. It's got 105 health? How did this happen? Oh, I'm gonna die so hard. Oh my gosh. The villager's hitting me for 21 each time. I should have paid attention to that. Oh goodness. So this is the screen that we're gonna be changing here, this resurrection. And right now you can sacrifice a couple of cards to resurrect, and then you can continue on. I'm not going to win this. Yeah, I'm not going to win that. Okay, well, I just got destroyed by a villager, a really beefed up villager for some reason. What are we working on today? We're going to integrate this altar into the game, the new resurrection altar. I don't know how to say your name. Me5 Anger is the force, is it Leet speak? I don't know. But welcome to the stream. It's great to have you here. Rip, yes, indeed. Welcome, Trivia. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with getting this into the game. So what did I change here? I don't know what I changed, but commit resurrection file. I don't know. Oops, I spelled file wrong. Oh well. So I need to cut up the sprite here. I don't know yet if I'm going to make the skull clickable. But you know what I might do? I might just assume that I'm going to make the skull clickable. The brazier... What I was thinking about doing is just like... I don't know. I was thinking about making it so that the cards get automatically sacrificed when you put them on the board, but... Maybe I should make the brazier clickable, follow the pattern that I've been using. Probably should do that. Okay. So there's the brazier. We've got 2 shadows there, that's fine. So these shadows can be... Oh, what is going on? Okay, that, and that. Okay, that's what I wanted. There's our altar. Okay. Let's group these. Altar. Lock that. Okay. Selected layers. A brazier. Okay. And then skull alternate. Okay, that should be basically all that I need to do there. Hello, Vishal. Welcome back. Good to see you. We are going to get rid of all of this. Goodbye. I don't know how to tell the player what they're supposed to do on this screen, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the text for now. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then let's add a sprite 2D for the altar. We'll keep it centered, I guess, or maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. We'll just do that. This doesn't need to be a VBox container. I'll just make this a control then. What am I doing for everything else? Let me think. What am I doing for everything else? I don't even remember what are the other containers I have. Alchemy. Oh, maybe I do need that to be a VBox container. I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Ignore that. Right, because we have the board here. So this control, how big is this altar? 93 by 72. Okay, that'll work. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the brazier now. I don't know how this is supposed to be placed. Is that right? Yeah, it looks right. Okay, so there's the brazier, and then let's get the skull in here. Skull, boom. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. So we got everything positioned correctly. Cool. Now what I need to do is I need to add a clickable control to the brazier. This is what? 27 by 27. So this clickable control, 27 by 27. Okay. We'll move this such that it's bounding that properly. Cool, and then I can put the brazier under there, and that should have a position of... Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. So there's the brazier. I don't know if I'm going to make the skull clickable, so we'll figure that out in a second. But I think that's basically the main thing that needs to happen here. I'm going to add a margin container to the board here. This should be ignore mouse filter. Let's add some margin top here. 8 pixels, margin bottom, 8 pixels. And then we can shrink this. We can make that smaller, closer together. Wonder if I could even do, let's do 24 maybe. That might look good. I might even, let's see. Maybe make it just like 20 or something. Yeah, maybe that'll work. We will see. We will see what happens. Hello, Real Cruda. I've been trying to work out how you did your grid with tilemap layer. It's an amazing way to do it and would like to give it a try myself, but I don't know where to start. What about the grid specifically are you having trouble with the tilemap layer? Maybe I can give you some pointers. Is it just the visuals you're having problems with, or like getting things into the grid like cards or something? So the next thing to do is... I guess just get this working. I can't type today. Brazier, clickable control, mark that as unique name. We're basically going to have to get rid of all this stuff. So get rid of that. These signals are going to go away, but I'll keep those there for now. Get rid of this. We do need a clickable coordinator. Don't technically need this right now, but I might add another clickable element, so I might as well just use this. Okay. And then the Brazier clickable control needs to outline. It needs to outline the Brazier. Okay. Good to go. Let's get a reference to that. Node private clickable control. Brazier clickable control. Displaying the visuals from the grid. So like the cards that are in it. So I guess what I would say is that, so the grid is a tile map, right? So that's just the visuals here. It's just this tile map layer is the cells in there. But then to get the elements of the grid to snap, basically what you need to do is you'll need a couple of pieces of information. The first thing that you need is you need to know the tile size, which you should know. And I have that in my game constants. Tile size here. I just have it as 18 by 18 because that's my grid tile size. And then when you want to drag and drop a card onto the board, I think the way that I'm doing that is, let me think. I actually don't know how I'm doing that. Maybe the board container. Oh, where am I doing that? Oh, I've overridden the input, right? So I've overridden the input method for the board to detect if the mouse button is released and the mouse is over the board, which is just a check to see, you know, if the mouse is hovering over a cell in the tile map, basically. It's a little bit complicated, but I'm wondering how I can make this a little bit simpler. Basically, the visuals and the data are separate from each other. Anytime the data changes about how big this board is, the tile map layer gets resized, I mean. And then whenever I try to drop a card, I'm doing an input handling. I'm handling an input event for when the left mouse button is released. And I have a card mouse events manager that tracks which card is being dragged currently. But the gist of it is like when you release the mouse button, you want to see which card are you currently dragging, and then you just need to snap it to whatever cell the mouse is over, which is just a matter of changing the position of the card in accordance with what the tile map layer's global position is, plus whatever offset, right? So since I have the tile size, if I wanted to place a card in the middle cell here, it would be the global position of the tile map, then over 2 cells or 36 pixels, and then down 1 cell. Which is, or no, yeah, it would be over, well, it's the second cell, so it would be over one tile size. So 18 pixels and then 18 pixels down and place it there. But again, all of that stuff is being logged in like sort of a data only component, which is the board inventory component. This is a node, but all this is this just stores data about the grid. So it keeps track of like which cards are on the board. It keeps track of the board positions and the occupied cells and all that good stuff. And all this script in here, this is all just methods for manipulating the data on the board. It doesn't actually have there's no visual stuff happening in here. All of that happens in response to certain signals, right? So like card placed or card transferred or grid changed, that kind of thing. So admittedly, my system is a little bit more, there's a lot more going on here, but that's the basics of it. You separate the data from the visuals and you make the visuals respond to the data changes. I hope that's helpful. I don't know if that was super helpful, but it's because my system is not super easy to just show very quickly. But anyway, good morning, Lukey. Good morning to you. That makes completely sense. Okay, good. Good. Get rid of this. We are going to want this on card placed. Maybe we'll want the on card transferred. Probably will. How do you display your pixel art on the board? Those are just card objects. So I can show you my test card. So a card is just like this. This is the element that gets configured with the card art as necessary. And then this is what gets placed on the board, this card. Here comes the cat. Here we go again. Here we go, come on. Hey. There he is. Every time when I'm streaming, he wants the attention. Do you want attention? You want attention too much? How do you display your pixel art on the board? Are you talking about the borders of the board? Like these little flourishes here? Those again are just, those are extra sprites. They're just positioned in accordance with what the tile size or the tile map layer size is. So yeah, those are not part of the tile map. Those just get repositioned when the tile map changes. Hello, Aniki, welcome back. Good to see you again. Always good to see you. In the middle part? Well, the middle part is the tile map. Yeah, it's just a tile map. Typical tile map layer. That's just, yeah. Got tiles placed in it. Okay. So how am I going to do this? The brazier clickable control, right. So what I need to do is I need to play in. I need the clickable coordinator. Clickable coordinator dot disable mouse input, play in. Visual utilities dot. I want to fade in the skull, the altar, and the brazier. So I need all of these. Node, private, sprite, 2D, skull, altar, and then brazier. Thank you for the advice and showing how it works. It's a very unique way to do it. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, for sure. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you doing? And yeah, by the way, you know, if you want more advice, you're gonna have to pay $100 an hour for a private session. I'm just kidding. If you want a more in-depth tutoring or instruction, definitely check out the Udemy courses if you haven't already. Those will have not exactly what you're trying to do, but all right. So I have to advertise. I'm sorry. Alter, brazier. I'm doing good, but very unmotivated today. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Sometimes you wake up and you're just like, don't feel like doing nothing today. I'd pay you $100 for private lessons. Well, thank you, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that because, well, the fact of the matter is it's just not scalable. The reason I'm doing all the tutorial videos and code reviews and Udemy courses is because that's scalable. So I can just put the effort in once and then people can watch or buy it over and over again. Okay, so we're going to play those in. just await the last one, I guess. Oh wait, I probably don't want to fade this in. Shoot. I probably want a better... Okay. This is actually not going to match the style that I've got going on. I'm mostly interested in just getting the effect working because I'm really curious to see if I can do it well. So I just want to get this viewing or showing properly. And then what? This is not a thing anymore. So this would be on brazier clicked. Private void sacrifice. This is not a thing anymore. Okay. Okay. If this dot is current scene, position equals vector 2 visual utilities, get window width. We'll just do get window width minus size dot x minus 32, 64. Okay. I wonder if this is going to work. Maybe not. I just want to see what this looks like. It would get very tiring. Yeah, it could. Yeah. But it's not necessarily that it would be tiring. It's just that, you know, again, it's just not scalable. Like, I don't know. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. All right, so there we go. So we got the brazier highlighting now. That looks great. All right. Oh, the board needs to fade in too. How do I fade the board in? Oh, board.fade in. Very nice. Hello, Kelso. How's the day? It's going well. How are you doing? Only been up for a couple hours now. I slept in today. I didn't get up till 7:30. Can you believe that? How bad is using your own grid class instead of tilemap layer, and how hard is it to start using tilemap layers? Well, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't use the tilemap layer for drawing things. That said, if you're making games like Terraria, you probably will not be able to use the tilemap layer because of performance problems. So you probably would need to use your own grid class. But I am using my own grid class in this game. It's just, it's for data storage. It stores the state of the grid. And then the tilemap layer is just for the visuals. So the tilemap layer is just for displaying like what the internal size of the grid is. And of course the cards that are placed there and so on and so forth. Now the unfortunate thing here is that I wonder if this would work. Let me try something. I wonder if I can make this work in a test scene, because I don't want to have to run through the game and die every time I want to test this. So let me think. How could I do this? I could put a card inside of the board container, maybe. Setup test. Does that work? For some reason, you could use... Okay, for some reason, you could use tilemap layers for both. I don't know what both is in reference to, but... Okay, so that's working. Good. All right, so that's good. Click the brazier. This doesn't do anything. Card node, get board manager. Oh, the board manager is not a thing. Do I need to instantiate the board manager as well? Debug, utils, public, static. Board manager, create test board manager, node parent. That's not right. I need to get the board manager here. gd.load as packed scene, uid.instantiate or null, board manager. Create test, or no, let's go game debug.create test board manager. This, I wonder if that's going to work. For some reason, I thought you could use tilemap layers for both data and visuals. Oh yeah, so you can technically, like you can put metadata in the individual tiles for the tilemap layer, but if you're making a game like this, that would just be so cumbersome that it would just be not worth it. And plus, like generally speaking, I don't think it's a good idea to just tie your data to the tile map specifically, because then if the tile map is the thing containing all your data, then you have to be really careful, like not to free it or otherwise modify it in any kind of destructive way. Whereas if you're storing the data in a separate class, then you can just like free and reinstantiate the visuals whenever you want. And your game state is not dependent on the visual state. Do you know what I mean? So you can do that. And in limited cases, it might be a good idea to put data in the tilemap layer itself. But I don't know. I wouldn't couple those things together personally. Hello, Vector3Cat. What's up? Welcome back. I'm making it AI as a rival to push me to do game dev. How's your game? It's going well. That's an interesting case. You having the AI bully you into doing work. That's pretty funny. Hey, that worked. Okay, we are getting there. So this is going to be a great utility to have for testing. Also, here's a quick tip for people, which a lot of people may not know, but let me show you something. After I do this, initial work on resurrection scene. So here's a little tip that you can use for debugging purposes. A lot of people don't know this. You can add your own project settings. So if you go to project settings here, and you go to the general tab, I have this little section now under game debug, where I have my own little debug flags I can set. I only have one so far, but you can add your own property. So I could do this right now. So basically you just designate where it goes by doing some slashes. So there's the game category here, and then there's a debug subcategory, and then this is a property. So I could also do this like hi stream, and I could change this type to a string and add it. And now I've got this property in here that I can add. Hello world, right? And then you can read that. So for instance, in game debug, I have a debug class that's designed to access these project settings. So I have this generate test map setting here, and then I have a static method is generate test map enabled that returns if the OS is a debug build and that project setting was set. And now instead of having to comment out code or recomment it every time, inside of my generation, if I have that option enabled and it's a debug build, I can now assign the test nodes that I want to test. Otherwise, it just generates the map normally. So a lot of people don't know that, but you can add your own custom properties to the project settings and read them in. It's very useful for debug purposes. But I don't need this high stream there, so I'm going to delete that. I'm doing the same thing with the grid in my own project. Keeping it separated makes it so much easier to work with. Yeah, I think that's true. And welcome back to the stream, Forgotten. Great to have you here. All right, so now we can do the fun things, which is to play an effect on the card, which is going to need a, oh shoot, it's going to need a, I want to do like a burn away effect for the card when they get sacrificed. So let me think. So this is the card here. What is this resource preloader? Card inspector. Is that still a thing? Oh, this is not a thing anymore. I can remove this. There is no need for that to be preloading that scene. Delete. Excellent. Okay. So the card here, I can just add it to a canvas group, which I'm already doing, I think. Fade group component. So what I want to do actually is kind of loosely model this, but I basically need to wrap the card in a canvas group so that way I can apply a shader to everything at once, because the card is composed of all of these different things at once. And so if I want to do a burn away effect on the entire card, I need to basically convert these into a single texture, and then I can do the burn away thing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually trying to think of how I want to do this. Where's this being used? Visual utilities? Am I still using this anywhere? Fade out and cue free. Health globe. I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I need to refactor some stuff still, but I think the way that I'm going to approach this is I'm going to create a new scene with a canvas group as the root, and this is going to be card burn away. And where am I going to save this? Scenes. Do I want to put it in card? No. I don't know what to do with this. What's your opinion on having a pixel-style game flexible to the height of the screen while going full screen on most aspect ratios? To my knowledge, Godot can only go so far as scaling the game up. I haven't heard that. I think the main concern is if you want it to be pixel perfect or not. So pixel perfect is when you get, let's say, a height that is a power of 2, or it's an even multiple of your base resolution, right? So let's just make it really easy. Let's say your base resolution is 100. If your screen height is 200, then every pixel is going to be twice as big, right? Because it's an even multiple. If your screen height is 600, it's going to be, again, every pixel is going to be an even size because it's an even scale. But if your screen height is something weird like 671, it's not an even multiple, which means that some pixels are going to get scrunched or they're not going to be uniform in size with all the other pixels. So that would be really the only concern, is like if you want to maintain that integer scaling is what it's called. And that integer scaling is really only a problem if you are using the, what is it called? If you're using the viewport stretch mode, which basically keeps the rendering resolution small and just scales it up after it's been rendered, essentially. But if you're using the canvas items, it's just going to use the resolution on the screen anyway. So you don't really need to worry about it not being pixel perfect or a perfect integer scale. So that's the only thing that you really need to consider, but I don't think there's a problem with making it as wide as you need it to be, because if the height is the thing determining what the scale is, that's really the only thing that you want to make sure is like an integer scale if you're worried about that. But you can also just say, I don't care about pixel perfect. It's okay if like a few of the pixels on the screen look a little bit crunched, because it's not going to be that noticeable anyway. So yeah, I would say it's up to what you want and what you can tolerate, but I don't see an inherent problem with making your game flexible to the height of the screen. So yeah. So the card burn away here, I'm going to instantiate the test card so I can try it out. Scenes effect, we'll just do card burn away in there. So now it's time to write a shader. So I'm going to copy this. What am I doing? New shader material. Card burn away. .gd shader. Actually, maybe I didn't need to call that card burn away, but it's fine for now. Okay. Uniform, sampler 2D, noise texture, repeat, enable, filter, nearest. And then we want a uniform float progress, hint range, 0.0 to 1.0. All right, so basically what we're gonna want to do is we'll keep this line in here, I suppose. I think that's fine. Float noise sample is equal to texture, noise texture, vec 2 coords, uv.r. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Let me think. I need a noise texture. Maybe I should just set up the noise texture first. So I was using this before. Actually, I think it is in the test card here. Yeah, enchant effect here. Let's just take the enchant effect. We'll copy this noise texture. And we'll paste that in here. Make unique recursive. Okay. Okay, so we got our noise texture. Let's just make this work. So we'll say color dot A. Well, let's do this. Equals step. Oh my gosh, I forgot how step works. We're gonna do this again. We're going to do this again. This might be an old version of the documentation. What are you talking about? All right. If the second argument is less than the first argument, then 0. I can just do times equals. Okay. Good. So we got something going on here. We can probably make this a little bit less. Well, this is going to have to be modified in some way by the progress. How's that going to work? Actually, don't know. Hello, John Warner. How did you learn shaders? Do you recommend any courses or tutorials? No, I didn't follow any tutorials or courses. I just basically have just been fiddling with shaders for a couple of years and just generally picking stuff up as I go. I think the big things to learn are how to utilize noise in shaders, as well as like the basics of like how you sample a texture and all that stuff and how UVs work. But yeah, I don't really have any good resources. Looks like iTothek has the book of shaders. So thank you for that recommendation. Also, welcome back to the stream, or welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here before. Great to have you. Okay, tell you what, I actually am in dire need of a break right now. I drank way too much coffee this morning. So give me just like 3 minutes. I'll be right back, and then we're going to continue on with this burn away shader. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Can I just share something with you? I'm getting a new phone today, and I'm so looking forward to that. You might be wondering, Firebelly, I thought you were on a budget. Why are you buying new phones? And you would be right. However, I'm getting it for $100. So couldn't really pass up that deal. Anyway, I'm just very much looking forward to that. So back into game dev though, let's figure out. So the tricky thing is based on this progress, I need to move I guess basically there's supposed to be like a zone where the noise is taking effect, and breaking apart like this so that the edge of the card looks like it's burning away as it goes down. And we might want to add some color to it as well. So we got a couple of things to figure out. Let's figure out how to get this to actually go downward with the progress though. So color.a times equals step. Noise sample equals smooth step. I don't know how smooth step works still. Between A and B by C. I have a feeling that this is not going to work. Oh, okay. I might have to ask the AI here. I'm trying to get it myself, but I just don't know. uv.y plus progress. Oh, there we go. Wait, it's working kind of. So I just need to reverse this. Can I just reverse these two arguments? Nope. Shoot. Minus progress? No, not quite. I don't know how to do this. Problem with integer scaling is that it does prevent jittering and stuff, but it isn't flexible. Undertale, for example, goes fractional, letting the size of the pixels in the art hide the jitter, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. What's the phone? It's just a mid-tier. It's the Pixel, Google Pixel 9a. Google Pixel 9a. Yeah, I'm getting it for cheap because I use Google's wireless network. And they were running a deal where it's like $250 off for existing Google Fi customers. And then, because my current phone has a manufacturing defect, they gave me another $150 off. So, I'm getting like a $500 phone for $100. It's great. I'm a rich man. It feels like you're rich when you hit those insane deals sometimes. Good morning, Adam. Welcome, welcome. Phone price the same as one private lesson. The entire private lesson, yeah, what a bargain. Did you get the Google Play credit too? I'm not sure. I don't really pay much attention to the Google Play stuff. Oh, like the discount? I didn't see a Google Play discount either, but yeah. So I'm very excited about that. Only if you get it from Google Store. Yeah, that's where I bought it from. So I didn't see that promotion. Maybe it's because they were running the Google Fi promotion and they typically don't stack them, but got the 7A a while back. It's been good. Yeah, I'm really happy with the Google phones, honestly. I mean, the main reason why I like the Google Android phones is because aside from the normal Google apps, which you want anyway, like Gmail and Calendar and stuff, it doesn't come with a bunch of bloat. Like, I had a Samsung phone one time, and I swear, like, there was 25 apps that I just never wanted to use and wasn't allowed to uninstall. So I'm like, I just have like all these apps just bloated on my phone, and Samsung with their stupid reminders constantly like begging me to do stuff with their apps. I'm like, no, I don't, I don't want it. Just give me a phone with like the stock apps. Anyway. I mean, no shade against your phone preference, but I just want something that's like nice and simple, easy to use. Hello, Justin. Forgive my ignorance, I've never used Godot before. Do you mainly write in C++? No, I've never written any C++ code, at least in the context of Godot. I use GDScript and C#, but mostly C# when I'm working on my like commercial projects. I'll use GDScript in game jams as well, which is if you're not familiar, GDScript is the language that comes built in with Godot. Also has decent security updates, so should last a bit. Yeah, I think I heard in a review that Google is going to give 7 years of updates for the 9A, so you should multiply color.a with 1.0 minus step. I think it should work. I use a similar one from my mask shader. So multiply color.a with 1.0 minus step. Okay, now the progress is I'll just have to go from, well, I could do 1.0 minus progress, I think, right? Oh, thank you. I think this will work. Now the problem is, how do I get it to go visually out completely when it gets to progress 1? That's the tricky part. But yeah, that appears to be working great. That appears to be working real good. Do I want to change this value in here at all? Ooh, that looks good too. Oh yeah. Actually, I think I like 0.2 better. Thank you, Itotech or Itothek. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. That helped a lot. Where did landlines go when I needed them most? Yeah. Feels great to have a secondary Android phone just for it to be rooted with any data you care about. They can stay in the other phone. Yeah, I'm actually really happy about that because I'm doing React Native work for my part-time job, and I really don't like mixing my personal devices with my professional work. Like, I have a MacBook that I do all my professional work on for software engineering, so I don't have to clutter my desktop with random stuff. So having a phone that I can use as a test device is going to be really nice. Anyway, so let's see. How am I going to get this? I need it to be completely invisible by the time it gets to progress 100 or 1, which it's almost there. Let's see, why would that happen? Let's see, smooth step, noise sample. Do I just increase? No, I don't want to do that. It's like the progress value needs to be, let me think. If B is less than A, then 0. Why is that working? Hold on. If B is less than A, if noise sample is less than... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Multiply progress by a float like 1.2. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I mean, it's like a little flubbing of it, but I wonder if that's going to be okay. Oh yeah, that seems to work. Yeah. Good suggestions. Thank you. Maybe just fade it out entirely from progress 8 to 1.0. Yeah, I could do that too. I just don't know how I would express that. I think the 1.2 is probably functionally equivalent to that. Actually, I think I maybe prefer the 1.2 method of doing things because then the rate of change is constant. I think if I were to change how it looks at the end, it would actually like have a visual slowdown, I think, right? So if it was going at one rate and then all of a sudden it started fading out differently, like in the last 20%, that might affect, because what I want to do is I'm going to add, what is that? Why is that little pixel there? That is weird. What is that? Huh? All right, I'm just gonna say whatever. That's okay. What is that? Forget. Oh. There's something weird happening here. Well, it's whatever. Can I do a round here? Will that fix it? Nope. Well, I'm not going to worry about that because the art looks fine. But anyway, I want it to go at a constant rate because I'm going to add a particle effect that tracks this all the way down. And so it's going to like burn, like the particle is going to follow the line essentially. If you imagine like a horizontal line here that goes down, particle effect is going to match that. Now I do want to add some color here. Azir, stop. Stop. Go lay down. He's just sitting behind me meowing because he wants attention. Go lay down. Okay. So now what I want to do is add like an orange rim around the parts that are being burned away. So if you imagine like a little 1 pixel rim in here. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do an if statement. I know I'm not supposed to do this, but if step 0.3 noise sample equals 0. Color dot RGB is equal to, let's just do something like red, or we could do white. No, that's not going to work. So let me think. Oh no, it's got to be based on the progress, doesn't it? I'm going to be participating in this year's GMTK Jam for the end of the month. I am, yes. I am. Might not work for a different size sprite, though. Yeah, I'm going to have to modify how the particles work for different sizes. Hello, Marcos. I think it's bot posting random link. Oh, is there a bot in here? I don't see a bot. Oh, I see. Yeah, we'll just do this. I don't know. Is that a bot? This person here. Are you a bot? Complete this CAPTCHA if you're not a bot. That doesn't look like a link to me, but I don't know. Should we ban? You have a minute to confirm if you're a bot or not. Anyway, so let's see. How am I gonna give this? Like, I don't know. I gotta ask. I'm sorry. I have to break down and ask the AI. Card burn away .gd shader. This is a shader that does a burn away effect using a noise texture. How can I make the edges of the burn away effect a certain color? How do I do shaders? Oh, I asked the AI a lot. Edge width. I don't want to use any transitions. I just want a solid 1 to 2 pixel line on the edge of a single color. Posting a random link. Oh, select all traffic lights below, yeah. I'm just going to copy and paste this. Get rid of this. Oh, I need the edge width still. Where's the edge width? Edge width as color. This needs to be source color. Did that do anything? That didn't do anything. Do I need to do this too? Oops. Ah, this is too hard. This is too hard. I wonder if there's anything on GD Godot shaders. Burn. Burn 2D. Burn dissolve from point. Burn dissolve there. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. Like an outline. Yeah, I want there to be an outline around the edges. So where there's a boundary between the texture color and the transparency, there should be a color, like a burn color. It's totally valid to ask an AI when the goal is to learn how to do something and not letting it do everything for the person. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We're adding a burn away shader. We're working on the resurrection mechanic. Didn't answer anything, probably is bot. Yeah, probably. What are you trying to achieve? I'm curious. I was AFK. I'm just trying to add like a burn line on the shader. Who is bot? Don't worry about it. We got it. We got it taken care of. Also beat Gunforged without taking damage. Awesome. Marcos is like the #1 Gunforged player in the world, by the way, everybody. So you've got some competition. The one you're looking at seems like the exact same from Balatro. It does, doesn't it? But I think I'm going to try to modify this so that I don't have to use all of these layers. So let's do this. Let's copy this. Burn color. Burn size. Okay. This is different though because it's just burning in all directions. So I don't know if I want to do that. Color minus a percentage noise. Let's see what this does. This is probably not going to work. Oh, this is noise sample. Oh, wait, I saw something. Did I see something? Oh. Okay. So like in this region here, it's correct, but it's not correct otherwise. Good question. How do I make this work? Color.a. Do I want this to just be 0.2? Nope. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sweet. Nice. And of course I'm going to change this to a color that I actually have. Probably make it red. That's not as vibrant as I was hoping. Maybe I'll make it white instead. Yeah. Let's turn the burn size up. What does the burn size even represent? Oh, it's just like a, yeah, it's just like a region of the noise. Okay. I think that'll work. Oh, wait. Oh, I made the burn size too big. If I make it bigger than this step here, I see. If I make it bigger than the step, okay, interesting. So this burn size really doesn't actually matter that much. This is so janky, but I'm just gonna say whatever, it works, you know? It's so janky, but it works. Okay. Great. I have this code as Flash outline in one, but you can check the outline. I think the one most broken builds I get 12 rune slots. Nice, yeah. That feels great when that happens. Hello, Isbjorn. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so what's the next step here? Oh, the cat finally slept. I have to cover him like a little baby when he's sleeping so he doesn't get cold. Ridiculous. Now I can do a particle effect here. So I'm going to go ahead and actually I should probably commit what I've got. So initial work on card burn away effect. So now this is going to be tough actually. There's going to be a lot of pieces to this. Let's get the you know what I just realized? This needs to have a different parent, I think. Node 2D. Make this the scene root. Card burn away. Canvas group. Then we can do the fire effect. I'm just going to copy this flame here and put this down here. I'm going to make this unique. Okay. We're going to make this a box. Emission box extents 9. Okay, we're going to want to center this too. Okay. Also, it needs to remain emitting, so it can't be one shot. Yep, and then I'm going to change the initial velocity here. And probably turn down the amount. Maybe also the size. The idea is that this will just go down with it. So let's try it. I think maybe I'm going to make this a little bit gentler. That'll probably work. I wonder if I want to get rid of the radial stuff. I think I have a radial velocity here. Yeah, I think that looks better. I might do maybe a slight one. There we go. Cool, I think that's gonna work. So let's just try to get this working, and then I'm gonna have to do a bunch of stuff to see if I can get it to work with different card shapes and all that stuff, because I have oddly shaped cards. So it's gonna be kind of weird, the particle effect. We'll see how it works, we'll see. Hey, I'm new to game dev and new to this channel. Thanks for the content. You're welcome, Caleb, and welcome to the stream. Great to have you here. I did a little challenge, beat entire game without any upgrades. I beat dungeon now. Awesome. That's great. Did you want it behind the card? Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I could do it behind the card. We'll see. We'll play with either one. Okay, so the position. So here's what I'm going to need to do now. Position here. Where is the position? All right, so the card burn away. Let's add a script to this. Game.effect. Private canvas group, canvas group. node private GPU particles 2D flame. Maybe I should rename this. Flame particles. So what I need to do, this is going to be done in here. Public void start, I guess I'll call it. Card stats dot add as child to the canvas group. Global position. I'll figure out what to do with this. Maybe I need a vector2 card root position. Global position is equal to card root position. Card stats dot card node dot position is equal to vector2 dot 0. Okay, so that'll work. And then I need to do a tween. Var tween is equal to create tween. We're gonna set these to emitting off by default. Tween dot tween callback. Well, we don't have to do that. Flame particles dot emitting equals true. We're going to tween property canvas group dot material. Shader parameter progress. Over 0.5 seconds, I guess that's okay. We're just going to make it linear. I don't know why the AI is hallucinating so bad here. But we also need to do in parallel, tween.setParallel. Tween.tween property of the flame particles. We're going to do position Y. Card bottom position is equal to card stats dot dimensions dot Y times game utils dot tile size. Card bottom position over 0.5 seconds. Tween dot finished plus equals this. We'll do card stats dot queue_free card dot queue_free, or we'll just do queue_free here, I guess. I have no clue if this is going to work, but let's try it. So now I need to go to my resurrection container here, and I'm going to add a resource preloader here. We're going to do the burn away. Card burn away there. Where do I want to put this burn away node? Maybe I'll put it, I don't know. Maybe I'll just put it under here. Burn parent. Let's grab both of those. Node private resource preloader, node private node 2D burn parent. Resource preloader dot instance scene or null card burn away. Burn parent dot add child burn away. Burn away dot start card. Oh, card node dot global position. You know what? I don't need that in here actually. Okay. This dot get card mouse events manager dot add drag locks card. Actually, let's do this up here. So we want to make sure we can't drag the cards while they're being burned. Alrighty, well, let's see if it works. I have no clue if this is going to work. I just realized that as a Unity user, I tried Godot and didn't need a tutorial and understood it. It's a lot easier than I thought if you're coming from Unity. Yeah, there's a lot of similar concepts for sure. Like I think the Unity component system is pretty similar to the node system. Thoughts on making the flame seem like a tiny explosion that turns into burning and then goes down? I could try that. Yeah, I'm open to visual changes here. Thanks to your GD script course, I've made a prototype of an arena deck builder rather quickly. Yeah, awesome. Glad to hear that, Monkey Software. Glad to hear that. Do you think your game is original? I think so. I mean, it's as original as can be expected. I mean, obviously I'm borrowing themes from the genre that the game is in and borrowing mechanics from other games. But I think in terms of the visual style and some of the things that I want to do with it, like the alchemy system, I think it's original, yeah. Sure has an original look. Yeah, the look is, I think the look is good, original. Hello, Himanshu. What is resource preloader? Well, resource preloader is just a way of like caching resources ahead of time, but I use it as like just a container of things that I want to instantiate at runtime. So that way I don't need to like call gd.load or anything. I can just go to the resource preloader. Of course it will work. Well, let's see. I'm new to Godot. I have an idea. Slay the Spire, Darkest Dungeon mix. No action combat, no grid, but in inventory system. Which of your courses might be the right one for me to look at? Well, I don't. So there's not going to be a great course that I have available for that specifically, but you probably would get a lot of value out of the Vampire Survivors course because we use composition quite a lot in that game, and you might find that composition is going to make the kind of game that you want to make easier. So I would probably recommend that one, but again, like there's going to be not very much overlap between the kinds of games that I make in the courses and the kind of game you want to make. But what's namespace? I've never used it. It's just a way of organizing your C# classes. Oh, wow, it almost worked. It changed position though. Why did it change position? It almost worked. Did you see that? It was a bit fast. Yeah, I'll change that. I think I can just make these 1 second instead. Oops, I ran the wrong scene. I ran the wrong scene. Why is it... Try remove card. Oh yeah. Just fixing some data stuff that I need to do as well. That's all right. So here, why is it changing position? card stats dot card node dot global position. I don't know why this isn't working. How many percent do I think my game is finished? Probably like 20%. Probably like 20%. Why is that different? 534.72 and 515.64. Why is that happening? Oh, I need to do this first. Okay. Order of operations issue. Now we should be good to go. Burn parent position, yes sir. Feels like imports it, and since it gets imported, it goes to 0, 0 maybe. Yeah, I think it's like because the position changes when you reparent things. Ooh, yeah. So I actually do think I want the fire effect to be on the top because it looks like there's a little delay until the burn effect actually takes effect. So I'm gonna put this on top. And I could do like a little bit of a different easing in here as well. So let's do set ease type dot out. Let's do maybe cubic. And we'll do the same thing here. And then tween dot chain. Card stats.q free flame particles dot emitting equals false. Can I set a delay on a callback? I always ask this question. I can. All right, let's see if that works. And then we're gonna have to try to do it with different card sizes. We're gonna have to try to do it with different card sizes. Let's see. Oh, that's too fast. Okay. Is quad more extreme than cubic? I forgot. Oh, this needs to be just out. Because position of burn parent. Can't burn the phoenix, it will just revive. Yes, indeed. Ooh, that looks good. Maybe I want this to be in, actually. Okay. Turn it down in terms of its duration just a little bit. Did you create the tween system? No, that's built into Godot. Ooh, that looks pretty good. What I might do as well is in this flame here, in this card burn away, I might make this, let's see. Give it some more extents in the Y direction. There we go. Okay. I wonder if that's going to look okay. Are you using Copilot? I am, yes. Oh, how does that look? Maybe quad is not great either. Let me try easings.net. Maybe I mean, quad is okay. I almost kind of want to go back to cubic though. Hello, Lucas. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Barely used the tween system, but it's incredibly cool. Wish Unity had a similar built-in system. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, yeah, I don't want to do that. Maybe I'll try sine. The only problem with the tween system in C# at least is you got to keep rebuilding every time you want to test it, which is kind of annoying, but okay. I like it. Is this replacing the sacrifice? Yes, this is replacing the old resurrection screen. So this is the new resurrection screen. All right, so that's looking okay. Card burn away node effect. So now I need to try this with an odd shaped thing because it needs to, firstly, it needs to change the noise texture parameters. So let's do this. So we're gonna get a reference to this. So I'm gonna copy this, copy, paste. Okay, so those are shared by reference now. Full size. What is full size? Oh, I see. Effect noise texture scale value. Okay, so I need to do card.card stats. Well, let's do this. Gonna move this under. Stop. Sometimes Copilot is really annoying. Card stats.card node full size. There we go. And then I need to set the emission extents as well. So in the flame particles. Oh shoot, this is gonna have to be unique to scene. So let's do that. Resource local to scene. Emission box extents. So flame particles dot position is equal to new vector 2 full size dot x divided by 2 0. And then flame particles dot process material as particle process material dot emission box extents is equal to, this is a vector 3, new vector 3 divide this by 2 again. Process material dot emission box extents dot y, and then I believe this is, well, we'll just do this, process material dot emission box extents dot z. Okay, so this is basically just setting it up so that way it works with cards of different sizes. So changing the emission shape and also changing the noise texture. So with all of that stuff in place, I'm going to try it now with a different card. So resurrection container, let's do instead in here, lantern. I'm going to rename this to test card. Let's see if it works well with the lantern now. It's probably going to look weird. Using AI to speed up your workflow. Yeah, with coding for sure. This looks cool. Thank you. Looking nice. Thank you. Thank you. Never used any tweening library in Unity because I didn't know they existed and how useful they could be. Could you explain the usage of canvas group and the burn scene you have there? Yeah, sure. Let me just see. Oh. Oops. I forgot to get rid of the test card here. So the canvas group, I'll show you in a second. So it doesn't quite match the size of the card, but I think that's fine. I think the main thing is that the effect is being sold as it should be. Let's try with a Phoenix. Probably need the amount to be higher too, depending on how large it is. So let's do that really quick before I answer that question. Flame particles dot amount is equal to, or let's do times equals card stats dot dimensions dot x. And I'll answer your question in just a second here. I designed the particles to have a proper density with a card that's 1 tile wide. And so what I'm doing is I'm just multiplying that number by how many tiles there are, so that I get an even density regardless of the size. There we go. Okay, so the canvas group. The reason I need a canvas group is because my cards look like this. So they have all kinds of different visual elements inside of them, including the UI here. And if I want to apply a shader, like a burn away shader to all of those things, I need them to be a single texture. So what the canvas group does is it essentially makes them a single texture. So anything that's a descendant of a canvas group gets all rendered as like a single texture as a result of that canvas group. And then I can apply a shader to that single texture. So I can have all these complex scenes with multiple different visual parts, basically crunched down into one texture, and then I can do stuff with it. And I'm doing that all throughout this game. It's very, very handy. Will you get an Ashes card after sacrificing your Phoenix? It could. It's looking amazing. You like it? I think it's looking good too. I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, so the burn away effect is working. So I think the next thing to do is to get this, just actually functional in the game. Modify burn away effect in conjunction with card dimensions. And the one thing that I'm realizing now is I think this actually needs to be, is this local to scene? It is. Okay, good. Cool. Cool. Extremely useful explanation. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Is Canvas Group in base Godot or have you made it yourself? It's in base Godot, yeah. It's in base Godot. So now the resurrection container, what needs to happen in here is sacrifice. So how do I target card sacrifice? I'm just going to keep it at 2 sacrifices right now. If cards.length is greater than target card sacrifice, then we'll just return. So we're not going to allow that right now. I think I want to make this an async. So I'm going to await, let's see. Burn tasks.add, burn away.start, await task.whenAll. So I'm going to do this. Clickable coordinator.disable mouse input, clickable coordinator.enable mouse input, and then I'm also going to check private void check complete. Check complete, and then here, let's do resurrection complete, event handler. If target card sacrifice is equal to 0, emit signal resurrection complete. Resurrection event state machine. This no longer exists. State die doesn't do anything. On resurrection complete. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. So I'm just going to get rid of this actually. Whoops. Get rid of this died state in here. Okay. I'm going to need some kind of, indication on how to actually use this screen, but let's just see what happens. So I'm going to run this test again, make sure everything's running well. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the game and actually die. So let's give it a shot. Villager 1, I'm probably going to win this one actually. Yep. Because of the necrosis, it's okay. I'm probably not going to win this one. There we go. Okay, so now, boom, boom, boom. If I click this, it shouldn't do anything. Oh, it's never getting... Okay. Oh, it's never calling play in. Resurrection event state machine. Await resurrection container dot play in. Oh, wait. Well, we don't need to await that, I don't think. Okay, now let's try it again. Hello, Neozoid, welcome back. I love how many useful features Godot have built into other engines. Would it be tons of packages? Yeah. With your file system coloring, do you have a specific colors you work with? Also, do you do this for all projects and find it useful? It's not like the colors, I don't have a specific preference for colors. I just, as long as the colors are different, it kind of helps me just more easily locate things. But yeah, I don't use any specific colors. I just chose some random ones and was like, oh, that's nice. Hello, Mihao. You're welcome. I have another Udemy course coming out very soon. The online cooperative multiplayer course is currently, it's almost done. I'm just waiting on the thumbnail to be done, and then I have to wait on Udemy to approve it. So it's almost here. I noticed that you're less active on creating videos than before. Are you planning to make devlogs and free tutorials again? Yes. Yeah, the reason I haven't been making videos as much recently is because I created 18 hours of video content for the Udemy course. So it was like, I was doing the code review videos still, and I'm still going to do the code review videos, but those were like the only videos that I was publishing while I was making my course, just because like 90% of my life was recording and editing videos, and so I was like not up for just getting into bigger YouTube projects, you know what I mean? But now the Udemy course is done, I definitely have more availability to start doing those YouTube videos again. So yeah, devlogs for this game will be coming in the future. And damn it, dang it, sorry. Why isn't this working? I think my board is getting locked because of the fade in that I'm calling here. So I'm not even going to use that anyway, so let's just get rid of that. Gotta go, see you later. Thanks for joining Vector3Cat. It was very, very good having you here, and I hope to see you in a future one. I like navigating the Godot UI, but dread Unity UI. It's dev time once again. Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed. I won again. I really like that blood effect. I think there's some work that I still want to do on that blood effect, but I like it so far. Okay, I lost. There we go. Perfect. So this shouldn't work because I've got 3 cards on the board. I need to have feedback for that. Ooh. Once I add some like proper fade in and out animations for that, that's going to look pretty cool. So once this gets animated in properly and all that good stuff, yep, it's going to look great. Oh, why did those disappear? Why did those disappear? Uh-oh, is it broken now? Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what? I think, if I were to guess, this material is not local to scene. So what was happening is after the first iteration, so by default, Godot passes around resources by reference. So this shader material that applies to this canvas group here is shared between every single card burn away canvas group. So that means that when I go through the first iteration and it goes down to progress 1, it's staying at progress 1 and never playing. Well, it is playing again. It's just always at progress 1, so it's just instantly gone. So I need to make this local to scene now. And that should fix that issue. That is probably the single most annoying issue that Godot has, and I don't know a good way around that. Other than just be wary of that and always make sure the resources are unique to scene when you're going to be modifying them. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Awesome news about the YouTube videos stuff or the course. What's the Udemy approval process like? It's just like, it just takes a couple of business days. I think they just go and make sure that your course isn't absolute garbage, like with the audio and video quality. They make sure that you're not covering like topics that are against their terms of service and all that stuff. But it's generally pretty easy. The only feedback I usually get is about like the thumbnail not being like they don't want the thumbnails to have words in them. So I had to fight them on the C# thumbnail, because how am I supposed to indicate in the thumbnail that it's a C# course if I'm not allowed to put the letter C#, in there? So I had to go back and forth with them a little bit on that, but they eventually relented. But there will be no words in the thumbnail this time, so I'm hoping that the approval process just goes very smoothly. Look at that. That's looking good. Very smooth. The resurrection event just looks much better now. Sweet. That looks good. Okay, add resurrection. Let's see. Add resurrection event to loop. I'm doing the C# course, pretty good stuff. Coming from other engines and wanting to try Godot, I can say that is pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's great. Also, it's open source. That means I don't have to scare runtime fee. How does the C# course compare to the GDScript one in terms of popularity or sales? What's the plan for future courses if you plan to continue doing them? Yeah, so the thing is, like the C# course, I mean, it's profitable. It was profitable, and it still is profitable because it's like one of the few C# courses available on Udemy for Godot. That said, C# is generally still less popular than GDScript, so I would say that the market for it is smaller. So my courses going into the future are probably just going to be GDScript solely, unless something changes with respect to the popularity. But I did want to capitalize on that niche in terms of doing a C# course, which is why I did one. But yeah, future courses are probably going to be GDScript only. I noticed that you have other Steam releases. Are they successful? No, not at all. Not at all. The one thing I hate about Godot is all the deeply nested options in the inspector. I feel like I'm always clicking around trying to find what I need. Yeah, I think that the whole like inspector UX and also these bottom tabs here are just very easy to get lost in. And maybe that's just due to the innate complexity of having all these options to expose. But yeah, I feel like there's got to be a better way to do it, you know? Yeah, I don't even know. It's easy to point out problems. It's harder to come up with solutions, but I agree. I get lost, especially when you're like in the particles here and you open up the particle process material. Oops, what did I just do? And then there's like all of these different options, like, yeah. I mean, for particles specifically, it would be nice if there was like a particle designer where when you click this, it opens a different window with your particle playing there, and you could just like have a bigger view of the particles you're doing. I think that would be really cool, but that's only a solution really for particles. Although I'm not opposed to the idea of having like sub windows open up for every material you want to edit. Because then you could keep the sub windows open, right? You could open like 4 different windows that all are properties of different resources, and then you could like put them on the other monitor so you can edit them. But I don't know. Just a thought, I guess. Just use logo for C#. I did. That's what I did. And they said, no, there's no letters or language allowed in the thumbnails. I'm like, what? It's a logo. Like, what am I supposed to do? Anyway, I told you I won that battle though. So like, you know, your boy Firebelly can be a little bit insistent. I can't believe I just said that. Anyway, my autocorrect, I mean, scared of runtime fee. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I love Godot. I think it's great. I think it's a great 2D engine. I think it's getting there as a 3D engine. Have you thought about placing the resurrection closer to the inventory or the other way around? Making the drag distance a little shorter by design? Well, everything that happens in the game event-wise is on the right-hand side of the screen. That said, I am going to add quality of life features that allow you to like quick move things over. So that will be coming. But right now I have to click and drag because I haven't added those quality of life features. A quality of life system like that is going to have to be a little bit more in depth because, you know, I need to have like a context of which boards are valid for quick stacking or whatever. But let's actually play the game a little bit and see how it's feeling. I think I'll probably win this one. Yeah. Oh, maybe I won't win this one. I'm kind of getting my butt kicked here. Oh, no, I'm going to win. Oh, no, I'm not. Wow. I already lost my first combat. And we'll just auto-resolve that because I know I'm going to win. Increase board size. Yes, please. We'll increase the board size, and then let's also go to the alchemy system. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of cards to alchemize right now, but we'll just do these ones. Yes, this looks like it's going to be good. So every ideal 8 damage every 2 turns and apply poison, so I'm going to grab that for sure. Let's go grab some more cards. Let's do minions. Slime. Why not? Slime deals damage equal to 0.5% or 0.5x damage since last execution. This one is going to be a little bit tricky, but there's a low amount of health, so I think it'll be fine. Jeez, those arming swords hurt a lot. Oh my gosh, I lost? Oh goodness. Okay, well, goodbye slime, I'm sorry. Dang it. Oh my gosh. This is not a good run for me. 4 chickens. I have 11. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm going to be able to beat 4 chickens. They only deal 2 damage, but they heal at the same time. So this entire board is going to deal 8 damage and heal 8 damage, but they can also crit. They have a 10% crit chance. So I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to see. They're just going to heal every bit of damage that I do. Oh no. Oh no, but the dagger has a quick turn cooldown, so that's okay. Let's see. Gosh, those chickens, man. Oh my gosh. Death by chicken. I'm not going to win, am I? Nope. Oh my gosh, dude. That was a bad run, I suppose. That was a bad run, I suppose. I'm going to lurk while you teach 3D design as well. I am not going to, at least not in the near future. I don't know anything about 3D game dev. Not chickens. Oh, we got the genetically enhanced chicken. Back in the chat, everybody. Those chickens are heaps powerful, yeah. Let's try another run. That was kind of a... I kind of made some bad decisions there. Windmill Dog Villager. Let's see. Let's do skeleton. Yeah, we'll do this. Should I do this first? 8. That gives me a booster. Then I could go to health increase. Oh, there's a lot of health increases, but I don't know if I want to go that way. Yeah, I should probably... I'm just trying to figure out a route that I want to take. I need money for the shop, that's the thing, so I'm gonna go here first. Good thing with Godot is the move from 2D to 3D isn't too bad. A lot of it is transferable. Yeah. It's just I don't know a whole lot about constructing 3D environments or doing 3D animations or anything like that. So I'd have to do a lot of learning before I felt comfortable teaching that stuff. That mutton, oh my gosh. All right, anyway. Dog torch. Ooh, this is going to be a tougher one, actually. But we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. Actually, I don't know if this is going to be terrible. Ooh. Oh, I won. Yes. Very nice. Okay. That's a little bit confusing there. I gotta fix the map generation a little bit. Oh, are you serious? Okay, sacrifice some cards, go back into the combat. Cool. All right, now working our way over to the shop here. Let's get some more cards. Oh, a Viper and a Corvid. Let's do a Corvid. Upgrade card. I unfortunately can't do anything here. Maybe I should give the player currency when they skip an event. That would be nice. Okay, what's in the shop here? What do we got? Oh, I didn't add an artifact tooltip to this, but I want the spider egg, so give me that. And a lantern. Ooh, a scarab. Yes, give me the scarab. Increases damage by 4 after every execution. Okay, let's increase the board size now a couple times. Bam. Bam. All right, big upgrades. Let's do the health increase. Got to redo that health screen still. And we'll do another health increase. Why not? Oh, you know what? I could actually get a bigger one. I don't know if I fixed this. Oh, well, I don't want to sell anything anyway, actually. Let's do this. We'll just take that health increase. Boss time. How about isometric perspective for 3D? That'd be interesting. I'm probably not going to win this, but let's see. Oh, I might. No, I'm not going to. I have a lot of balancing and playtesting to do, and of course I'm going to have to share playtests with everyone here, but yeah, I'm just going to die right here. That's okay. I'm just going to die. Okay, not even close. So there's a lot of balancing to do. It's a little bit wonky right now, but trying to just get all the systems in place, and then I can really work on tightening everything and figuring out how that goes. How to plan idea to work on it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really plan things out step by step. I just kind of try to come up with a core, like, unique mechanic, and then, or not unique, but interesting mechanic, or the mechanic around which the game will revolve, and then I just kind of like determine what the next best thing to add is. You do have to worry about like managing the scope though, but you know, I do it a little bit loose. I don't really have a good like step-by-step plan a year in advance, you know what I mean? Another artifact idea, merchant spam. See the count of item types at the shop on the map screen. Ooh, that's a good one. Probably need to make tooltips for merchant. Well, there are tooltips. They're just not for, they don't exist yet for the, for the artifacts, but you can bring up the tooltips of the cards and everything. Is there any mechanic that decreases the board size? I could be a cool course mechanic. Maybe like getting some item at the exchange of a usable slot. I might have some things that affect the board. I'm not sure yet, but maybe. Maybe. Looking good, thank you. What's the next system to work on? Well, I'm not quite done with the resurrection system, but I think... Honestly, I think it's just about... I mean, once I get the health screen done, I think it's just going to be a matter of getting the game into a good state where you guys can play test this. So probably it's going to be a matter of adding more content in and then doing a lot of play testing. So yeah. I don't know if there's another major system up next. I think I'm gonna, yeah, probably stop with like adding new systems to the game and just polish up what I have right now. And then, yeah, focus on getting that play testable. Dang it. My phone is now arriving tomorrow. I won't even be home. That sucks. Okay. Anyway, that's going to be it for the stream. I'm going to go get some lunch. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. Very much appreciate that. And again, if you want to support my work, check out the links in the description below. Those are the ways that you can support me. And yeah, what else? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, have a good day, everybody. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Monday at 10 a.m. is probably the next one, by the way. All right, bye-bye, everyone.